Okay, so what I found interesting in Midsummer Night Dream is the intertwining of characters. It was almost confusing at some points, and I had to take a step back and figure out like who was in love with who. But I really enjoyed that complexity aspect. I also enjoyed the fantasy world, meaning like the fairies and the love potion. It was just really entertaining. Question number 2, one value that I picked up on, which is obvious, is love. I would conclude that Shakespeare is trying to express that love makes people do and become irrational and foolish. It is seen when characters drink the love potion. They fall in and out of love with a bunch of different people. Another value is transformation, and an obvious example is seen when Puck uses magic to turn Bottom's head into a donkey's head. However, throughout the play, characters through transformations with love, friendship, and the world they live in. Question number 3. Something that I noticed I did not completely understand and had to do some further research is all the references to the moon. So after doing my research, I found out that the characters blame the moon because the time was moving too slowly, and they would say like the moon is waning slow, blah 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 blah. And so an example is Theseus blamed the moon when he wanted to sleep with his bride to be, and it just was taking so much time because he was so excited, But it turns out that in the classic mythology, the moon is called Artemis, I think that's how you pronounce it. And that means the ancient virgin goddess, so it makes sense why the moon would be associated with that kind of stuff throughout the play. Question 4. So gender in the beginning of the play is seen as one would expect. The women were being bossed around by the men. Very typical and very cliche thing. But once the love juice got involved, the gender roles were not perfect. The women started becoming more aggressive and really sticking up for themselves. And I think this depiction suggests that both females and males both have the characteristics of femininity and masculinity, and love is just something that brings that out. We all look at love and respond to love in different ways, and we both use the masculinity and the femininity in us. Question 5 is about the casting, and that I think that since men play the females, the audience would not get a real sense of meaning and purpose behind the female roles, and I think it almost turned into like not mocking, but it's probably not the purpose, but I think it could come off like that. And so I think that the female roles would not get as much respect as they should deserve. 2 questions that I have is what similarities are seen between Midsummer Night Dream and current romantic comedy? My other question is, what is a function of Oberon's love juice?